So the other day, we came outside to grab some lizards for one of our shows, and lo and behold, we have 9 baby eastern blue-tongue lizards in the enclosure. So we've had a birth in the enclosure outdoors. We've collected all these guys up. We've kept them indoors for a couple of days just while their umbilicus, the little scar on their tummy, heals up, and they're ready to move outside. So we'll set up an enclosure. We'll pop these guys outside, get them feeding before they get ready to move on to future homes. So today we're going to be setting up these baby blueies in one of the pop-up chameleon enclosures. You might have seen a video we've done 12 months back now, setting up one of these guys as a temporary setup for a crocodile. But they've now brought out a 1x1 meter one, so perfect for what we're going to do. Basically, this is a temporary home. Get these babies out in some UV, get their appetites going, get them feeding until we find them some new homes. So to start off with, we've leveled off a section, 1 meter by 1 meter. When you're keeping anything outdoors, whether it's temporary or permanent, you've got to be a bit of common sense with where you put it. This spot here, it gets morning sun, and as it starts to get hot in the afternoon, sun drifts over the trees, they get a little bit more shelter. Also, you know, we've got a few bushes and stuff around here where, you know, this is going to be semi-permanent, a couple of weeks. A bit of cover makes them feel a bit more protected. Any birds and stuff flying overhead is better than if I sit it out, way out in the open. Might not be an issue in your suburban backyard, we're here in the bush. So they see kookaburras and things flying over, we want them to feel nice and protected. And there we go. Once he's popped up, situated where you want to be, nice and level, of course we're going to peg it down. The guys that pop up chameleon, they send you 4 pegs. They're only a little, but they seem to do the job for where we are. If it's too windy for these, it's probably too windy to put the reptiles in that spot anyway. So we'll pop these in, and then we'll get to decorating and mulching. So with regards to substrate, what you're putting in there, you've got a couple of options. We use these on display when we're out doing shows, and often we just use AstroTurf. They come in 1x1 meters or 1x2 meter enclosures, and you buy the AstroTurf tiles from Bunnings in 1x1 meter tiles. So 1 or 2 of those fits perfectly in the bottom. This year it's going to be, you know, a semi-permanent enclosure, a couple of weeks, and it's only going to have baby little lizards in there. So we're going with Yuki mulch. It comes from Bunnings. It's a staple in the reptile industry. It's nice and loose, so it's not big chunky stuff. We're going to put them there. Isabella, the little tack, is going to help me fill it, where then we can start decorating. Before we get into the substrate, filling this in, it is an important thing to bear in mind if you are going to be using a loose substrate. Sand, rocks, gravel, anything like this, in any enclosure, outdoors or indoors, I think it's a good idea to put heavy things like your rocks in first. Basically, you want these hard against the ground rather than sitting on top of the surface. The last thing you want is any lizard, especially baby little blueies, getting under there and it collapsing and falling on top. So I'll put these in, then we'll move up to the substrate. So we've got our Yuki mulch in there. We want it sort of a centimetre or 2 thick. You can go way up to, I don't know, 10 centimetres in this thing. I've really pushed these things to their limits with the old ones I've got. I filled it right up so that I can bury some deep insulated hides. And we've had lizards overwinter in these. That being said, they're not designed for that. The guys at Pop-Up Chameleon will tell you that they're temporary enclosures. That's what they're made for. Don't ring me and complain. But yeah, I filled these right up and used them sort of longer term. But we only want a centimetre or 2 because we've got little babies. We don't want to lose them in here. And next we're going to put in some hiding places. So we've got, you know, some scraps of bark and things like this. Nice and natural. I do want to point out, you know, these things are rescued from people's firewood heaps around the area at home, parents, things like this. I think they're great hides, but it is worth mentioning, please don't go out in the bush and take this sort of stuff from national parks or anything like that. This is habitat for animals out there. These particular pieces were destined for people's fireplaces. So we've rescued them, we're going to pop them out here, put them to good use, and hopefully the baby lizards enjoy them. So lastly, of course, we're going to provide some water. We're just using a regular little dog or cat dish. I think all reptiles should have water, arid or otherwise. We've put a couple of rocks in. These are only newborn babies, they're a couple of days old. So it means if they fall in, it makes it easier for them to get out. We'll pop this in and introduce some lizards. There you have it, guys. That's us setting up a home for these beautiful baby blue-tongue lizards. As I said, once they're feeding, they're doing well, they'll be looking for homes. I know one of them's already going to one of our Patreon supporters, but if you are here in Victoria, Australia, and you might be interested in giving one a home, get in touch with us via Facebook. It's just Wicked Wildlife, and who knows, maybe they're right for you. Other than that, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks to the guys at Pop-Up Chameleon for getting one of these to us in a hurry. If you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, all that kind of stuff. Check on back next week. There's more wildlife content coming. Between now and then, be nice to wildlife. Have a good one and take care.